Good morning. Today we are listening to the last class of this chapter, that is class for magnetism. So with this we will be finishing on this semester's portion, that is we have completed electronics as well as magnetism. After that, along with this video I will be uploading some sample questions as well as some problems based on the chapter electronics, just for your reference, and also some sample questions and problems related to this chapter magnetism also. That problems and questions related to electronics I will be posting under the module 3, and questions and problems related to this chapter, that is magnetism, I will post it under the module 4. That is, each of these questions and problems will be posted under the corresponding modules, so you can just have a look at those questions and problems just for your reference. Okay, so today we will begin the class. Today we will learn about Earth's magnetism. That is, we have got certain magnetic elements like magnetic declination theta, magnetic inclination or dip delta, then horizontal component of Earth's field BH. All these are magnetic elements. What they do is that they are just quantities which describe completely the magnitude as well as direction of magnetic field of Earth at a place. You know, Earth has got magnetic field. Now using these magnetic elements, they actually help us to understand the magnitude as well as direction of Earth's magnetic field at a particular place. Okay, now let us see each of these one by one. You will have to study only the definitions. Okay, so what is magnetic declination? That is theta. It is nothing but angle between geographic meridian and magnetic meridian of Earth. Okay, then what is geographic meridian and magnetic meridian? That is, the definition is given here. That is, a vertical line passing through north-south line of a freely suspended magnet. That is called magnetic meridian. Whereas vertical line passing through geographic north-south direction is called geographic meridian. Now the angle between this magnetic meridian and the geographic meridian of Earth is called magnetic uh, declination theta. So here in this particular figure, angle BAB1 actually denotes magnetic declination theta. So you'll have to study this definition along, and as well as you have to define it along with the help of this particular diagram. Okay. Next is magnetic inclination or dip. It is represented by delta. It is represented by angle BAK in this diagram. It is nothing but angle between total magnetic field B of Earth and the horizontal line in magnetic direction. Okay. At equator, delta is 0, whereas at magnetic poles, delta is 90 degree. So delta is maximum at poles and minimum or 0 at equator. Okay. Now the last magnetic element is horizontal component of Earth's field beta. As the name indicates, it's nothing but horizontal component of total intensity of Earth's magnetic field. Now you are going to derive the relationship between B, BH and delta. So consider the figure. This is a derivation. Here OC represents resultant magnetic field B, and this OC is resolved into two components, that is, the horizontal component OA represented as BH and the vertical component OB represented as BV. Okay, this is a figure. Now let us consider the triangle OAC. Then what is OA by OC, or what is cos delta? You know, cos theta is adjacent side by hypotenuse. Okay, so cos delta will be OA by OC. So from that, OA is equal to OC cos delta. Now what is OA? OA in the figure, it is BH. What is OC in the figure? It is B. So OA equal to OC cos delta will be equal to BH is equal to B cos delta. That is equation 1. Now similarly, what is sin theta? You know, it is opposite side by hypotenuse. So in this case, sin delta will be AC by OC. Similarly, sin delta can also be written as OB by OC as per the figure. So from OB by OC equal to sin delta, you can write OB as equal to OC sin delta. Now what is OB from the figure? BV. What is OC from the figure? B. So OB equal to OC sin delta will be BV equal to B sin delta. That is equation 2. Now you are dividing equation 2 by equation 1. Then what will you get? BV by BH equal to tan delta. Okay. Now when you square and add equation 1 and 2, you get b equal to ba square plus bv square's root. Okay. Now we know that we have studied about the three different magnetic elements, and each of these magnetic elements will have different values at different places on the surface of Earth. Okay, so their value will change. So that is their value. As a result, their values are mainly determined all over the globe, and the results are thus obtained are represented on certain geometrical maps. Okay. Usually, lines are drawn joining all places having same value of an element. Such maps are called magnetic maps. So, magnetic maps are those maps which contain lines that join all places having the same value of magnetic elements. However, Earth's magnetic field at a place is found to change with time, as I already said. So, magnetic maps are revised from time to time. Now, these are some of the important lines that you come across while reading a magnetic map. One is isogonic line and the other is isoclinic line. Now, what are isogonic lines? Lines that are drawn through different places having same declination. Remember the word same declination. That are called isogonic lines. The lines which passes through places having zero declination is called agonic line. Okay, so you got two definitions, isogonic line and agonic line. Along it, that is along agonic line, the compass needle will always point to the north. So places east of agonic line will have west declination as compared to needle that pointing to west of north. So here you have to study only what is isogonic line and agonic line, and the behavior of magnetic and the behavior of a magnet or the behavior of a compass needle while placing on a agonic line. Next is isoclinic lines. These are lines passing through places of equal dip. Here it was same declination, here it is equal dip. Now the line joining places of zero dip is called aclinic line or magnetic equator. Then at places upon this line, a freely suspended magnet will remain horizontal. Now after that, to the north of this line, the north pole of the needle dip downwards, while the south of it reverse will occur. Okay, so here you have to study what is isoclinic line, then what is aclinic line, and how a freely suspended magnet behaves when it is placed on an aclinic line. So there are four definitions: isogonic line, agonic line, then isoclinic line, aclinic line. Now the last session is magnetographs. Just read it. It is a special kind of device that records a time plot of local magnetic field near the instrument. The device, it detects and records variations in intensity and direction of magnetic field. It's used for studying variations in Earth's magnetic field. So that's just a definition about magnetographs. Now we know Earth actually behaves like a magnet, or it is supposed to be as a huge bar magnet in its interior. Now what are may be the causes for this Earth's magnetism? These are some of the three causes that are assumed to be the causes of Earth's magnetism, but it's not generally proved. So the first one is that it is supposed that a molten charged metallic fluid might be circulating in the core of the Earth. That is, molten, some lava like material will be circulating inside the core. Inside the core means inside the very most interior, innermost portion of the Earth. So it may be that that results in the cause for Earth's magnetism. Now the another one is that inside the in Earth's interior there may be some metals like iron, nickel, etc. And we know Earth is rotating in its axis. So due to this rotation, this iron and nickel that is present inside the Earth will get magnetized, and that may be the reason for the cause of Earth's magnetism. Now the last one is that according to Professor Brackett, Earth rotates in its axis and the ions in the upper atmosphere constitute current around the Earth, and this also may be a cause for Earth's magnetism. So these are just some of the assumed causes that may be result in the magnetism of Earth. Now here are just a few examples problems for you. Here the horizontal component BH is given as well as vertical component BV is given. You are asked to find the angle of dip delta and total intensity of Earth's field, that is B. So since you know BH and BV, you can calculate delta by using the formula tan delta equal to BV by VH. So you got as tan delta as 4 by 3. So delta will be tan inverse 4 by 3. Then The formula for total intensity of Earth's field B is given by square root of BA square plus BV square. So study those formulas. Now the second example is that Earth's magnetic field at a place B is given and the angle of dip theta is given as 60. You are asked to find vertical component or BV. So you know the formula BV equal to B sin theta. So substitute the values of B and theta and you finally will get the value of B. So with this we have come to the end of this semester's portion. So I hope you all will study very well for your exams. So thank you for listening. Please go through those problems and questions that I upload. Just for your reference I am uploading. So please study well. Okay then, thank you.